Hello, welcome to Recall Gaming Exploits, you motherfuckers. And we have some very good random news. I know, it's weird. It's been very bad and raw and hateful and rage-fueled recently, but this is good news. Yeah! Right, you might have seen on Twitter earlier on today, I made a discovery over the interwebs, and most people have probably seen it by now, but fuck it, I'm making a video because I'm going to gush like a schoolboy. Well, Capcom showed us the future. For all you people out there that hate HD remakes or remasters and reboots, then you're probably going to be a bit pissed off. I'm just going to warn you now, because with all these remakes and remasters and reboots coming out over and over and over and over and over again, well, we got another one coming. Except this one's a little different. This is a remastered remake. Yep. Capcom have showed us the future. It's a bit of a grim look into the future in a way, but yeah, a remastered remake. So when they really run out of ideas, they can just polish up what they've already remade. Yeah. So, what is this remastered remake? Well, it's something that Resident Evil fans have been asking for. Kind of. Some people just wanted the survival horror back. Some people obviously said that they wanted the series to go back to its roots, and they've took that literally and kind of, because it's a remastered remake, but they're taking the GameCube version, which was a remake of the original PlayStation 1 game, Resident Evil. Yes, the remake is getting a remaster. They're remastering a GameCube remake of the PlayStation 1 game. It's just too funny. It really is quite a funny concept when you think about it. But honestly, this is meant to be the best old school Resident Evil game, and if you ask me, personal opinion, there hasn't been a decent Resident Evil game since Resident Evil 3. That's my personal preference. I am a bit of a purist when it comes to Resident Evil. When I played Resident Evil, the consoles back then on the PS1 couldn't really do that much. They didn't have that much memory. They weren't like today where they can make massive, expansive worlds. You know, there was GTA and stuff out on the PlayStation 1 stuff, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't like a big expansive city. It was like 2D sprites randomly roaming big cubes, which were kind of like buildings, and yeah, a bit weird really. So the games weren't that big. Resident Evil games weren't big. You could actually, once everything was unlocked and you got right to the end of the game, and if you decided to do a speed run back to the start of the game, zombies and all, then it'd probably take you about 20 minutes if you just like run past all the hard bits. You got those door transitions to worry about, so you might look at half hour. I don't know, maybe even less than that. And it was due to the limitations of the console. So had they pad a game out, they can get run from the start to the finish within like an hour at the most. Well, they padded out with puzzles. They put massive big like roadblocks in your way and said you cannot do this until you do a really ridiculous thing. And when I mean ridiculous, it was comically ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't just like get the key for the door or smash the door in. It was more, well, I can't get past this door, it's locked. A key's broken in the lock, so I can't use a key, so what do I do? No, do you just find another way around? Do you just smash the window in that's quite obviously next to it? No! You climb up the big crane and you find this crane can't be operated without a big red diamond. But you saw a big red diamond way back when, so you go running way back when in the game, backtrack all the way, and it turns out you've picked up a crank or something on your way to this crane area that you didn't have originally. So then you use this crane, do this really over elaborate puzzle to get this red diamond, then you run all the way back to the crane, probably fight some zombies along the way, or run past them, go up the crane, put it in the thing, oh no, it's another puzzle, you've got to twist it a certain way, and all sorts of stuff, and then finally a wrecking ball will come down and smash the door in. That was the kind of weird, convoluted puzzles that didn't make sense that you had to do in Resident Evil, and it was all just to pad the game out, but it became a part of the game. It was what made the game great. I think it was that kind of silliness that made the old Resident Evil games so charming, and that's why people like them so much, as odd as that sounds. It wasn't like Resident Evil 5. My last experience of a modern Resident Evil game was 5, and it was literally a third-person shooter, and in my opinion, not a very good one. It was just run, shoot. There was a couple of puzzles in there, but I can't really remember them. I remember shooting a boss with a rocket while I was playing co-op with another dude who also had a rocket, and that was it. The boss died. It was one of the last bosses. It was our second or third to last boss, and it just died instantly. Didn't even move. It was dead before the cutscene happened. We fired. There was another cutscene. We fired again. It died. It was ridiculous. It was such a massive disappointment after this like 10-minute long cutscene or something silly. Building this big boss. I was like, oh, you're dead. Okay, moving on. But what they're doing is they're not just remaking it. They're taking the original game entirely, the engine, the lot, and they're just sort of taking all the 3D models, they're redoing the 3D models, touching them up, they're redoing a lot of the textures, if not all of them, but the actual core game with the core game mechanics is staying intact. They are doing a couple of things to help out newbies though, because obviously the only problem with the old Resident Evils, it had a really weird control system where up was forward and then you had to turn left and right. It was called tank controls. They're giving you the option to abandon the tank controls completely and just have push to move, so whichever way you push the analog stick, your character will move in that direction rather than using the old school tank controls, which will be a lot easier for newbies to get a handle on things and to understand how you move your character. It's a bit more like modern games. You won't be able to move to shoot space, so if you're used to the new games and you used to be able to move whilst you shoot, it's not going to happen in this game at all, and it's not going to have over the shoulder cameras. So, well, at least I hope it doesn't, because I really want to go back to that. It's hard to shoot a zombie in the face, so they're really quite a threat if you don't make your shots count, because you have literally no ammo. But yeah, there's enemies that can kill you instantly, and I mean literally just, oh, I'm dead, okay. I'll load the save and I'm dead again, okay. I'll load the save again, I'll go a different route, I'm dead. Oh, I'm gonna go back and look for some ammo. That's how Resident Evil is when it comes to the ammo and trying to get past. There's just certain areas you can't get past unless you're prepared for them. It's a lot harder than what we've had from Resident Evil recently. I know a lot of fans are going to be really pleased with this news. Although I was kind of hoping that if they was going to do a remake or a reboot Resident Evil in any way, that it would be a reboot. So they'd have the full, I know it's going to be in the HD and all that and up-resed textures and stuff, but I don't think they're going to be able to make it graphically as impressive, and the animations might be a bit clunky due to it being a simple remaster rather than a full remake of the game. Unless they redo the animations as well, which I'd be really impressed with if they did that for this remaster. But in a way, if it was a full remake, it might make the game a little bit better and run a little bit smoother, but we'll see what happens. I'm just hoping that they do a good PC port. It's coming out on the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and the PC. Sorry Nintendo guys. But yeah, I've rambled on a bit, so thank you for watching Recall Gaming Exploits. I'm really looking forward to this game. Do that stuff to every channel tells you to do, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.